Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. First things first, I need to apologise that this Burnley review is coming, 3 days too late. I did hope to do it over the weekend, but due to being a bit sick I didn't get a chance, and Monday I was just flat out at work and didn't get home till late, so I didn't get a chance to record it. So therefore I'm going to have to just incorporate the Burnley review into the Porto preview, and yeah, let's just get straight into it and talk about it. So let's just go back a few days. Arsenal playing Burnley on the weekend, away at Burnley, and it was a game we was expected to win, and it was another 5-star performance from the boys. That's back-to-back games now. We've been away from home and absolutely smashed the opposition team. Obviously, the week before beating West Ham 6-0, and then this week beating Burnley 5-0. It's the first time, I believe, in Arsenal's history we won back-to-back away games by a margin of 5-0 or more. And it's done wonders for us in terms of our goal difference, that's for sure. You look at it, that's an 11-goal swing in just two games. And, we were quite a bit behind City and Liverpool now, I believe. I think it might be one better than City's, or maybe the same. I can't actually remember now. And I think it's maybe still slightly lower than Liverpool's. But either way, it's a big thing clawed back, and just another brilliant performance all round from the boys. Obviously, Arteta went with an unchanged team from the West Ham game, which I kind of suspected he probably would do. And it was just nice to see the boys just free-flowing, interchanging, and just dominating the game. And then, when it gets to a point we are so dominant and the game is won at like 3-0, even 4-0, 5-0, you still see them all just working so hard for each other to keep that clean sheet. And it is good to see, and Arsenal are in a good position right now. You look at the performances, you could talk about pretty much everyone. But I want to talk mainly about the guy who, in my opinion, was man of the match in Martin Ødegaard. He was a contender for man of the match against West Ham, but I gave Declan Rice man of the match. And this week, I think he is man of the match and takes it just over Saka, who again was brilliant. We'll talk about Saka in a minute. Another 2 goals for him. But Martin Ødegaard getting his first goal in quite a while. I think first goal in 12. I might be wrong, but it's been a while since he's last scored a goal, and what a finish it was. 4 minutes into the game, and in games like this, you really do want to try and get an early goal if possible, because last thing you want is really for it to go on and on at 0-0. They start getting more belief and more chances. You really want to try to silence them smaller crowds and them teams early on as possible. And yeah, what a beautiful goal from Ødegaard. Obviously, Martinelli cuts the ball back. They didn't give Martinelli the assist for that, but the angles I've seen, it don't look like it touched a defender, but maybe it did. Anyway, it's come to Ødegaard, edge of the box. One touch to set, and then hits it on the half volley. Nice daisy cutter, straight into the bottom corner, and that puts us 1-0 up within 4 minutes. And in a weird way, you can look at games like that nowadays and say it's near enough game done already. Because, I said you just kill all their hope, you kill their game plan so early on. And, from moments on like that, games against the lesser opposition tend to become an easier game. We created some chances after that. Trossard probably should have had a couple. But then we do get a penalty from Trossard getting taken down. Again, Martin Ødegaard had a massive part to play in this. He was playing so many great passes just through the lines into people, into positions, getting them into the box, as well as scoring his goal. So he fizzes a ball through to Kai Havertz, who again, another man I thought was brilliant on the day. He then lays it off to Trossard. He takes a touch, defender takes him out, penalty. Saka converts. Not to be fair, I think Trafford probably should have saved it, but hey, it went in anyway, so who cares? Then that puts us 2-0 up at half-time and cruising. And then second half, we come straight out within the first couple of minutes. Again, Martin Ødegaard heavily involved, and Kai Havertz, who, gets the ball, gives it to Ødegaard. And Ødegaard puts Saka in, but he makes sure he delays it by that second, so Saka can make that run and he can play it between the defenders rather than giving it to him to his feet. Brilliant pass. Quite an underrated pass because it looks so easy, but it was a brilliant pass. And then Saka, one touch on his left, takes it on his right, bang, roof of the net, 3-0, and then it really is game over and we're just chilling. And then obviously Trossard gets his goal that, you know, he probably should have had way earlier on in the game to make it 4-0. And then Havertz with a nice goal to make it 5. And I'm really happy that Havertz scored. I really wanted him to start getting involved, because I didn't want it to become, oh, you know, the team scored 11 goals and Havertz had no part in them. And it was really good to see him score a goal. And unfortunately, that's being said about Martinelli now, as he's had no goal contributions officially in this run. But I don't worry about Martinelli. I know Martinelli will score goals when we need him to, in big moments at big times, like he did against City, like he did against Liverpool last season. You know, when we needed Martinelli, he steps up in the big moments to score goals. So I'm not worried about him. But Ødegaard, as I was just saying, I thought was overall just a brilliant performance. Works so hard defensively. His press is brilliant. The way he wins the ball back so quickly for us. I feel like if we lose it, especially in that final third, it tends to be him or a lot of time Ben White who managed to nick it back. He's pressing, he's passing, the way he was just fizzing balls through into people. Obviously, he's finishing his assist. Just brilliant to see his performances finally getting the reward it deserves in terms of the goals and the assists. So, you know, brilliant performance from Ødegaard. Like I said, he was my man of the match. He was Arsenal's man of the match as well, I believe. And just a brilliant performance from the boys. Like I said, shout out to Havertz. I thought was one of his best games. You know, not only was he doing his usual thing of putting himself about, but he was getting into positions. He was having little touches and layoffs. Saka brilliant. Trossard brilliant. Everyone brilliant. Another man I want to give a shout out to is Kivior again. Because I was harsh on him, but now that Ben White is doing the inverted role when Kivior plays left back, I feel like Arteta's tactically done that to not get Kivior doing too much and just saying to him, just defend and just play simple on the ball. And I think he's really excelling from it. I thought he was brilliant. You know, one of the times Saliba got done by David Fofana. You know, and then he's run at Kivior, and Kivior just gets across him, puts his body in front of him, lets it run out for a goal kick. Just little things like that I don't feel like he was doing earlier on in the season. And it's just good, you know. I feel like looking at him, he looks like someone whose confidence is growing and he feels like he's actually belonging in the team now. And yeah, long may it continue. Yeah, big win for Arsenal. Another thing that obviously went for us is the fact that City dropped points to Chelsea, a game I didn't see them dropping points in. So now we're sitting second, I think a couple points above City, or maybe it's a point. But either way, City have a game in hand tonight against Brentford. You fully expect them to win and go above us again. But however, it was still, you know, just a great weekend for us. Obviously, unfortunately, Liverpool won, Spurs lost. So overall, brilliant weekend for Arsenal. Lots of goals, good performance and another clean sheet. And now we move on to the midweek, which is Porto. Our first round of 16 tie in fucking God knows how long. The first round of 16 Champions League tie for this group of players and for Mikel Arteta as a manager. And, you know, it's a chance for us. I really do see the Champions League as a big opportunity for us this season. And when I say this to people, they immediately roll their eyes and tell me to shut up. But I genuinely think if we just get past Porto, see how the draw goes. If we get on the right side of the draw and avoid Man City over 2 legs and possibly Real Madrid, I genuinely believe we could beat everyone else over 2 legs. Like, obviously, you look at the likes of Bayern, who on paper are brilliant, but they're struggling at the minute. And who else was I thinking? Bayern, well, obviously Real Madrid, but like I said, ideally probably want to try and avoid them. But I do believe we could beat Real Madrid over 2 legs. I don't think Real Madrid are as good as a team in terms of balance as people probably think. Obviously, they've got some superstars in Vinny, Bellingham, Rodrigo, etc. And of course, that they could easily beat us as well. But I feel like we could beat Real Madrid. The only team I feel like we cannot beat over 2 legs is City. But everyone else, I do think we'd have a decent chance against. But like I said, obviously Bayern, Real, even Inter Milan, I think would be a really dodgy tie for us. So teams can beat us as well. But I genuinely think just get past Porto, see what the draw is like. If you get on that right side of the draw, I genuinely believe if we can keep everyone fit and, you know, try to keep our form up as best as possible, I truly believe we could make the Champions League final. And then give me City in the final. You know, I'll take anyone in the final, I don't care. But obviously, ideally, I don't want to play City full stop. But I'm saying if we do have to play them, let's do it in a one-off game. But before we look too far ahead, we got to get past Porto first. And look, Porto is a team, historically, massive club in Portugal. They're pretty much always in the Champions League. Obviously, they won the Champions League years and years ago. Well, about 20-odd years ago with Jose Mourinho. And to be honest, I don't know too much about them now. I'm not going to lie and say I know all their players. I don't really. But we can't take it for granted. You know, they are seasoned veterans in this competition. They know how to play these sort of legs over 2 legs, and we don't really. The only players we've got in the squad who with that sort of experience is Jorginho, Havertz, Zinchenko, and Jesus, and you're going to be without 2 of them in Zinchenko and Jesus, as it looks like they're not going to make the squad. So it's a weird game, isn't it? Because we're obviously away first, and the best thing to do is just come away with a decent result. Just don't lose. Even a draw wouldn't be too bad. But with the form we're in, and the fact that, you know, we are a superior team on paper, we should go there looking to get a decent result and, you know, have 1 foot in the quarterfinals by the end of the game. I think it'll be interesting to see what Arteta does with his team in this particular fixture. Will he bring in Jorginho for that Champions League experience, or will he just keep it the same? But also, we need to look at who's potentially going to be available, because at the moment our squad's quite thin. Smith Rowe was back on the bench on the weekend, and Fabio Vieira and Thomas Partey, believe it or not, were back in training today. Will they be fit enough for the bench? I don't know. But it would be good to get them on the bench and get some minutes in their legs if possible, because then we have a game, you know, only, 3 days later against Newcastle on the Saturday. So we are thin at the minute, and we do need some players back to have that option to rotate. But the only person I can really see him rotating at this moment in time would be Jorginho. And I don't know who that would be for, whether he'd take Trossard out and put Kai up top, or he'd just drop Kai out. But maybe I could see Jorginho coming into this game, and I think, you know, we saw him get some minutes against Burnley, so maybe that was just to get some minutes in his legs before we do play. And I can see him coming in for his experience and control. You know, it's going to be a very hostile atmosphere. They're going to be right up for it, and I think we might need him just to get his foot on the ball and just to get us ticking early. You know, get us control, and then we'll take it from there. But it is a massive game, one I'm really, really looking forward to. One, you know, there's been a lot of debate recently, is Saka world class and Ødegaard and all this, and a lot of people say, well, they've not done it in Champions League, blah, blah, blah. This is a time for them guys to step up and put all them sort of questions to bed. And like I said, it's hard for me to talk tactics and stuff on this one because I don't know much about Porto. I just think play the way you've been playing, work hard for each other, and the goals will more than likely come. You know, we're in such good form. Everyone must be so confident in front of goal. And let's just go for it. I want to go into my predicted 11. Like I said, no, we'll just go straight into it. So, yeah, we'll go to the predicted 11. Raya will be in goal. Another man who I think has actually improved a lot recently. I'm starting to see what he's actually bringing to the club. You know, his domination of his box is brilliant. The way he claims crosses, etc. And the way he's giving us different angles for passing and stuff now, I feel like he's really settled. The way he distributes to get us on counter attacks been brilliant. So, you know, big up to him. I think he has been brilliant. Someone I was really harsh on. I think he's been really good lately. I'm still not convinced he can win us games with his shot stopping ability, but that's yet to be seen, because it's hard to say that because he's not had to save much really. In the last 3 games, we've had 2 shots on target against us. So, you know, it's going to help when you've got the likes of Saliba, Gabriel and Rice in front of you in that sense. But no, fair play to him, and, you know, hopefully his form does continue, and hopefully he proves me wrong again and he does save us a game at some point when we are inevitably going to need him. Right back, Ben White, another man I think deserves a shout out from Burnley, by the way. Thought he was fantastic. The way he's coming into that inverted role now, the way he gets on the ball, the way he wins the ball back quickly. He's just class. He's just absolute class, Ben White. Yeah, he'll be starting at right back. Centre-backs, I think, pretty much do pick themselves. Saliba and Gabriel, just 2 of the most dominant centre-backs in Europe. And as a pairing, they're fucking unbelievable. Left-back, due to the fact Tomiyasu and Zinchenko don't appear to be back for this, will be Kivior starting there again. And do you know what? He deserves it. So, Kivior at left-back, hoping for another big game from him. And then I can see Jorginho coming back in. So I'm going to say Jorginho and Rice and Ødegaard in the middle. For certain, it will be, in my opinion, those 3 in the midfield. Again, it wouldn't surprise me if he keeps it the same. But just because I think you want Jorginho's Champions League experience, I want to say Jorginho, Right, so Ødegaard. In the front three, I think will be Saka, Martinelli and Havertz. I think it will be the same team that started against Liverpool a few weeks back, bar obviously Kivior coming in. And I think I think a big part of that is for the Champions League experience of Havertz and Jorginho, and I think it's going to be really, really crucial in this game. Obviously, Havertz has good memories. I believe this is where Chelsea won the Champions League final when he scored the winning goal. Jorginho obviously played in that game, so I can see them having big impacts, just settling us down and getting us playing. Like I said, we don't need to win, but it would be nice to win and go to the Emirates feeling like there's 1 foot already in the quarterfinals. Predicted score. Honestly, I don't know about this one. But I'm going to go with a 3-1 Arsenal win. Just simply because of the form we've been showing recently in front of goal, and hopefully we're going to continue that momentum into the next game. And then yeah, we'll hopefully win the game, then crack on to Newcastle. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think, you know, the team should be changed or should it just stay the same? Predicted scores, etc. And yeah, we'll look out for the match review. I'll probably do that on Thursday as well as a Newcastle preview as well, or on Friday depending. But yeah, let's see how it goes and hoping for another big win. Talk to you guys later on in the week and have a good week. Take care. Bye bye.